We have a bunch of stuff to go through here in today's video. The first big update came out for Vanguard. Sledgehammer changed a bunch of things for multiplayer and zombies. We're going to go through all of that stuff in today's video, the new patch notes, and also some upcoming Season 1, Season 2, and beyond DLC for MP. We have some new game modes, new kill streaks coming, a lot of stuff to go through here in today's video. If you guys are new and would like to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that. And be sure to drop a like on the video as well. First up, we have to give a huge happy birthday to Call of Duty World at War. It's 13 years old today, so leave your happy birthday comments down below. And be sure to head over to my Twitter where we're ranking and figuring out what the best OG TREYARCH Zombies map is from that game. Nocturne Toten, Verrucht, Shinonuma, and Doris. Be sure to vote in the poll for the best map and also rank the maps in the replies if you want to as well. I should have clarified that in the tweet. I kind of just say rank there, but you guys get the drill there. Be sure to head over to my Twitter. Link will be in the top of the description down below. Definitely all iconic, super cool maps. Personally, I love Doris, and then I'm going to put Verrucht number 2, Shino number 3, and Nox number 4. But let me know your ranking and your opinions on that over in the replies of that tweet. But now for some info here, what are we getting for future content? We'll go through the future content first, Season 1 and beyond, and then we'll go through the patch notes that were just released today. So first up here, a bunch of new game modes we're getting very soon. We have a game mode called Bare Bones, and this isn't just a one-off game mode with specific objectives to do. It's actually tied to the already existing modes in Vanguard. So you have Bare Bones Demolition, Bare Bones Domination, Hardpoint, all different stuff like that. Deathmatch as well, some new modes in there as well, but pretty much Bare Bones is tied to a lot of the existing modes here. It seems to be just a mode where potentially you can't use certain weapons, you can't use certain perks, or you have a lowered health or something, maybe a mixture of hardcore in there. We'll see very soon. We don't know the specifics just yet, but sounds pretty cool. We also have another mode called Deathmatch, and also like Bare Bones, Deathmatch could be tied to Domination. So you have Deathmatch Domination, Deathmatch Hardpoint, etc. Pretty interesting there. I don't know what that could be. Let me know your opinions on that down below. We also have, really surprising to me, Fireteam returning in this game. I don't know if it's going to be the same way we saw it in Cold War, where you had these super large maps and Fireteam took place on those maps, or for Vanguard, they'll bring in the core elements of Fireteam, but pretty much make it more of a ground war type of mode and just throw it on the bigger Vanguard maps already in the game, like Oasis or Desert Siege. And I wasn't really the biggest fan of the mode in Cold War's multiplayer, but let me know down below, do you want to see Fireteam in the game? Do you want to see it on the existing maps? Would you want a whole new large Fireteam maps? Would you want it to work the same way like it did in Cold War? Would you want it to be a bit different? Let me know down below. And there's also some info about potentially Ground War itself as a mode returning into Vanguard as well from Zesty COD Leaks. He talks about this stuff here. I'll leave a link down below to his Twitter if you want to check that stuff out. But pretty much here, I'm kind of surprised we didn't see it at launch anyway for Vanguard. It was a pretty big part of the marketing and the release of Modern Warfare 2019. And since this game is mostly based off of that game, it's the next step above MW 2019. I thought it would be at launch, but I guess not. Maybe they're still working on it. Maybe they're going to add it later on, as we're talking about here. And it wasn't my favorite mode, but it did actually work pretty well back in 2019's Modern Warfare. So I could see it working well in this game as well. Now, of course, as a multiplayer player, I prefer the smaller maps with the faster pacing. So Ground War, we'll see how it works. As long as you have really good pacing and the maps aren't too insanely big, I would definitely love it. Let me know down below your opinions on that. And you could make the argument right now that we have combat pacing, and technically you could say that some of the bigger maps already in the game, like Oasis, the Berlin map, other bigger maps with the max combat pacing, it's pretty much like Ground War, but I would still want to see other newly created maps just for Ground War with even more players in the lobby, maybe actually implement some Fireteam aspects as well, where you have multiple teams all on the same map. That could be pretty cool. Let me know down below your opinions on that. But some more modes here coming to Vanguard's multiplayer. We have Infected. You guys know how that works. Pretty cool to see. Prop Hunt, of course, that's also returning. There's also a new mode called Monuments, and from the info, apparently there are multiple monuments around the map. You could drop the monuments, pick them up, demolish them, so pretty cool stuff there. Now for some kill streaks coming to the game very soon. We have the Emergency Airdrop, the Flying Fortress, a mod car which sounds similar to an RCXD, I guess, and then Paratroopers, pretty cool stuff there. And there's also some other training mode that I personally think was just cut that would have been at launch. I don't think this would be DLC, but you guys can picture what a training mode would be in Vanguard. Pretty much stuff about blind firing, mounting, just the mechanics of the MP, some basic stuff there. I mean, it would be cool to have in the game, but if it wasn't at launch, I don't think it's really too necessary for the game, unless there are still tons of really new beginner casual players still picking up the game well after its release. Maybe that would be useful to them. So I don't know, maybe they will release it very soon. Let me know down below if you want to see that, I guess. But now for the patch notes here, a bunch of pretty important changes made to multiplayer and especially zombies. November 11th, 2021, this is accessible in-game in the patch notes section. For MP, we have fixed a spawn trap in the cave on Numa Numa while playing Domination, Team Deathmatch, or Kill Confirmed. Increased the point blank range for sniper challenges, really important there. Fixed spawning close to enemies on Desert Siege. Fixed players spawning into a buy round with fists and no secondary weapons. Fixed reticles challenges that were not tracking past the first challenge. Incendiary rounds no longer trigger a fire, death, or burn damage voiceover on corpses. Fixed the Secrets of the Pacific Get 3 Wins challenge, tracking losses as wins during free-for-all. Fixed a messaging error in Champion Hill about purchasing the bar when the weapon was not purchased. Fixed the broken clan XP bar display after level 1. Fixed a rare bug that caused your FOV to lock. That was super annoying. Fixed FFA losses, recording as wins for operator challenges. Fixed a rare crash on the MVP voting screen. A lot of crashes with MVP. Other stuff like that we'll talk about in a second. Combat shield will now protect players' backs once stowed. This is a pretty interesting one. I thought they would actually keep it the way it was before, where you could shoot through the back of a player with a combat shield on their back. Now it's not like that. You actually have protection when you have the combat shield on your back. A really interesting change there. I kind of like it the old way, but, you know, let me know down below your opinions on that. Invisible player models in MVP voting and play of the game have been fixed. I see that almost every game, so pretty cool stuff there. It wasn't a big deal, but it was a bit annoying to see, so good change there. Fixed a bug affecting constant skin progression. Operator challenges no longer appear to reset after completion. Inaccurate unlock requirements for weapon challenges now display correctly. For campaign, some stuff here. Mid-level checkpoint save data has been invalidated for some. Note, players have not lost all of their campaign progress. Save loads will deliver players to the beginning of the latest level rather than their last checkpoint. This isn't a common occurrence, but was required for future patch processes. Now for zombies, addressed an issue that allowed players to get outside of the map. I haven't seen this one, but glad that's fixed there. Addressed issues with players who died in a down state, not transitioning properly to spectator mode. Fixed a bug that gave players the default pistol when downed instead of a pack-a-punched version if they own one. Camo progression. All pistol challenges can now be properly completed. Pretty good one there. I saw a bunch of people complaining about that. Exfil, the kill count to exfil now correctly tracks zombies killed. I had this a bunch of times as well, not working, so cool stuff there. Self-revive, addressed an issue where the self-revive meter fails to show progress. A bunch of people were complaining about that as well, and some people thought that was an actual feature in the mode, but it was just a bug that they did finally fix. Transmit, fixed a constant death loop issue that occurred when dying outside of the damage barrier. Legendary Covenants, addressed an issue where players wouldn't receive Legendary Covenants at the altar. After action report, players are no longer returned to the lobby when attempting to view post-match unlocks. And finally, for field upgrades, address an issue where players who recovered from being downed were unable to use field upgrades in rare instances. So some pretty important changes to zombies here. Of course, this doesn't fix the actual, content problem that I feel Vanguard Zombies has right now, but there were a bunch of different bugs that people were experiencing, so at least they're getting those out of the way and making zombies a bit more of an overall enjoyable experience. So let me know down below your opinions on all of that. A lot of good changes there. Of course, we are getting Season 1, our first major content update. We'll see how the launch of Season 1 goes, how much content we're going to see. Is it going to be satisfactory for people who play MP? For zombies, of course, major Warzone update. We'll be talking a lot more about that very soon. And yeah, we'll just see very soon. It's coming up in a couple of weeks, and I'll be sure to cover it all on the channel. So that's pretty much it here for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. There are 2 videos up on screen that may interest you, so be sure to check one of them out. Really do appreciate it, guys. Shout out to the YouTube channel members as always, and I will see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.